is really interesting right now, separating 1/2 point between Columbia and Penn. But the Lions still have 2 wrestlers to go, as do the men from Brown. Andrew Reall, the #1 seed at 197. Jack Wehmeyer, #2 at that weight.
Let's meet our competitors at 197 pounds. Wearing the green and representing Columbia, Jack Wehmeyer. And his opponents, wearing the red and representing Brown, Andrew Reall.
A wrestler from Little Rhodey who stayed home for college. Reall, the sophomore from North Situate, Rhode Island, just about 20 minutes west of Providence, against Sellerville, PA's own Jack Wehmeyer. Well, during the regular season, it couldn't get any closer. It was a sudden victory win for Reall, 4-1 during the regular season. And Reall was spectacular. Comes in here on a 12-match winning streak after taking down Aiden Hanning of Cornell by a major decision, 10-2 in the semis. Wehmeyer, 4-2 winner over Penn's Martin Cosgrove, the #3 seed in the semifinals. So these last 2 matches are big for both Brown and Columbia. The Lions right now are 1/2 point behind Penn, and a win in either of these last 2 matches will guarantee them 2nd place. And for Brown, it's a long shot. They're 8 points behind Princeton, but they're 2 finalists here, 97 and heavyweight. They could go from 5th to 4th.
Good heavy hand fighting so far between these 2 guys, just controlling the center. Reall, in his semifinal match, was very aggressive in the hand fight, and things got actually a little bit chippy. They were going back and forth, and I think you're seeing a little bit of this chippiness here to start this match as well with Wehmeyer. Obviously, as you alluded to, it was a very tight match earlier this year, so I expect it to be a similar situation, but battling in the hand fight hard so far.
What kind of a tone does that set for the rest of the match?
Yeah, definitely. You want to have heavy hands early because you want to know that you're sort of establishing your presence, right? You're saying, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to wrestle, and we're gonna go, the full 7 minutes. So, yeah, I think that heavy hand fights, it's sort of dictating the pace of the match from the get-go.
You're letting them know that you're kind of like Wu-Tang Clan. You're not to be messed with.
Exactly.
Last year, Andrew Reall in his freshman season, just 12 and 16. He moved up this year from 84 to 97 and was 5th at the Ivy League Championships, and this year has a chance to win it all. Wehmeyer last year did not compete in 24-25 with the Lions, but 2 years ago in 2024, got to NCAA's, went 0-2. I think that's a difficult task for guys, too, coming out of the Ivy, that if you're not a top 5, top 10 ranked wrestler, your seed is probably going to be somewhere in the 20s or the 30s, and that's going to make your early round matchups really difficult when you get to NCAAs.
No doubt about it, and that's why, these matchups, you might have a situation where a weight class has 2 allocations. It still matters for seeding, and seeding is so important because it just totally determines the path to the podium. That's really what matters. You've seen guys that, maybe because of their seeding had a certain spot in the bracket that others didn't, that found a way to the podium because of that.
Real heavy on the legs. Wehmeyer away. 2-0 for the junior from Columbia. have we got? Might have been a communications or a clock issue, but it appears quickly resolved. Back to it. And Real's got the leg. Takedown gives him the lead. Foot's off the mat for Wehmeyer.
Well, great job defending there by Wehmeyer. That was a really nice shot by Reall.
One thing that never ceases to fascinate as we get into these upper weights too, you ever stood on the sidelines at a college or a pro football game and you realize the rest of us are just mere mortals? Is the speed and ferocity with which these guys move at this weight.
My youth football team played in the halftime show of Jets and Arizona Cardinals game, and standing next to Larry Fitzgerald was the most intimidating thing I think I've ever experienced.
I know, I'm 6'4", and I was covering college basketball yesterday, UConn and Marquette in Milwaukee, and you stand next to the guys that are 6'11", 7 foot. I'm on the far right of the bell curve for height, and those guys are at the very end, and I'm just like, man, I don't know where I'm supposed to buy pants on a regular basis. I don't know where you get them if you're 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm on the total opposite end of that spectrum, unfortunately.
I like it. We've got everything covered here at the commentary table today.
No doubt.
1-0 in favor of Wehmeyer, heading to the third period in the championship at 197. Our next ESPN Hockey Night doubleheader coming up later. Olympic hero Jack Hughes and the Devils take on fellow Olympic gold medalist Dylan Larkin and the Red Wings at 7 Eastern. And then it's the Oilers in Las Vegas to take on the Golden Knights. It's our ESPN Hockey Night doubleheader. Ivy League wrestling tournament here at Columbia University in New York City on a massive day across the sport. So we find out some of those who will be going to Cleveland. The selection show just 3 days away. My cousin's national champion, Pat Glory, here with you. And a big match for Columbia as a win for Jack Wehmeyer would put the Lions in second place ahead of Penn. Riding time's not a factor with 1:15 to go, just 8 seconds in favor of Reall. Stall warning on Wehmeyer.
Yeah, Real's been pushing the pace. He's been taking a lot of the shots and controlling the center of the mat. I think that's a good call.
And like you said today, the officiating has been very consistent, especially as it pertains to stall warnings. Watching the quarters, watching the semis early today, the only time stall points were awarded was when it became really egregious. 30 seconds to go, tied at 1. Had one sudden victory match earlier today, 165. Well, as it was during the regular season, so it'll be here in the postseason as well. Sudden victory again for Reall and Wehmeyer. Regular season, Reall was a winner 4-1, and that could be the final score here as well. Certainly feels like Reall has continued to be the aggressor, not able to necessarily get deep to his shots, but the one pursuing more of that. And there he goes, on the edge, in sudden victory. No control yet, looking for three. Reall with 197 on the line of the Ivy League Championships. A tense moment on the edge of the mat. Wehmeyer trying to hang on. 40 seconds to go.
Very close to a takedown there. Wasn't able to get into that hip. Had that near side cradle locked up for a split second, but wasn't able to get him to that hip to capitalize on a takedown. And another shot here by Reall. He's in deep again.
And for the second time this year, he is a winner in a sudden victory over Jack Wehmeyer. 197. Andrew Reall is the champion of the Ivy League. And there is only one allocation at this weight. He guarantees himself a trip to Rocket Arena.
Really well done. He's fired up. Brown Bears got a national qualifier and an Ivy League champion. Just a really nice shot. He got him deep on a few different shots during this match, but just too clean of a finish to defend and shushing the crowd. Fired up about his berth to the national championship.